Okay. Well, I'm glad that you're here. I hope that you are having a wonderful week. Here we are halfway, just about halfway through the year already. Can you believe it? I can't. I'm not excited about that. Can I just have summer drag on a little longer? We just made it to summer solstice and now it starts to go downhill, and I'm not excited for that. That's okay. Some of you are. So I'll just let it be. Okay. So today I wanted to talk about this amazing thing that we have in life, and you know what it is that we want to do. We want to protect our energy from other people's sabotage, right? We want to protect our energy from other people's garbage, and how we respond when the things around us each and every day happen is extremely important. So today I wanted to just share with you about the law of the garbage truck, right? And give you some strategies when you find that you're in that space. So I'm actually going to read something today on the law of the garbage truck because this is where it came from. So I'm going to give the credit to Ryan Ware. This is the gentleman who wrote this. And, you know, I talked to him and reached out to him many years ago. And so this is not my story, but it's, you know, his and what he came up with. And then I created some philosophy and strategies around that. So here's the story is one day I hopped in a taxi and we took off for the airport. We were driving in the right lane when suddenly a black car jumped out of the parking space right in front of us. The taxi driver slammed on his brakes, skidded, and missed hitting the car just by inches. The driver of the other car whipped his head around and started yelling at us. My taxi driver just smiled and waved at the guy. And I mean, he was really friendly. So I asked, why did you just do that? That guy almost ruined your car and sent us to the hospital. This is when the taxi driver taught me what I now call the law of the garbage truck. He explained that many people are like garbage trucks. They run around full of garbage, full of frustration, full of anger, full of disappointment, right? And their garbage just piles up and they need a place to dump it. And sometimes they'll dump it on you. Don't take it personally. Just smile, wave, wish them well, and move on. Don't take their garbage and spread it to other people at work, at home, or on the streets. And he says the bottom line is that successful people do not let garbage trucks take over their day. Life's too short to wake up in the morning with regrets. So love the people who treat you right. Pray for the ones who don't. Life is 10% about what you make it and 90% of how you take it. So I read that in a Facebook post many, many years ago, like probably 13 or more years ago from Ryan. And it was huge. You know, in that moment, I was like, perfect example, right? Perfect example of life, the law of the garbage truck, right? So think about it for you, right? There's people in front of you, around you, in your space, you're working with, people on social media, especially right now, right? There's the catastrophic implosion and all the chaos and the good side, the bad side, well, it's their fault. And, you know, it's just rich people. And it's just like, come on, that's just garbage people. It's just people with more garbage in their garbage trucks. So, you know, think about for you, you know, where can you release the garbage that you're building up in you so that you're not dumping it on somebody else, right? I want you to take responsibility for your part of the garbage truck. And then, you know, for the other part is that there's people who are dumping their garbage because they don't have another way to release it. They don't have another way to deal with it. And so it gets dumped on you. Just take a deep breath, right? Don't breathe in the garbage, but take a deep breath of, I'm okay. Let's move forward, right? Pray for them, bless them, move forward. So a couple of quick examples that I will give for you today to help you do that is, you know, one of the things that, you know, I'll share some of the things that I do to release the garbage. Look, I work in an industry, it's, male dominant industry. And sometimes I get like this craziness from people. I get employees who will come in because they're mad about something, because they don't understand something, things like that. So the first thing that I'm going to say is that when somebody's kind of dumping on you, you just need to remember they're having a bad day. And it doesn't mean you have to have a bad day. What you can do is just like stop and listen, right? Stop and find out like, what can you do to support them? And sometimes it's just listen, right? For some people, I know, like, I'm a big person. I'm like, no drama, please. I'm anti-drama. I do not want to deal with other people's drama. I'm gonna be real. I'll be honest. I just don't. There's enough drama in the world. I don't want to take on somebody else's drama, right? I hardly ever watch drama on TV, right? So for me, it's like, sometimes I'll just say no drama zone, right? And so what you have to do is just make that decision and decide that what works for you, what doesn't work for you, right? So take a deep breath. Say, you know what, I really want to listen to you, but I need you to just not yell at me, right? I really want to hear what you have to say, and don't interrupt people when they're talking. That's huge. I can't tell you right now, like, so many people will interrupt, and I've caught myself doing it too. And then I go, suck it up, Kimberly, just listen, right? Just listen. And when somebody's talking and they're telling and sharing something exciting, something, sad, something that they don't understand, and you interrupt and you say, yeah, I understand. And then you go into your story of how you understand, that's not helping. They're not getting the opportunity to finish what they started. So that's one thing, is don't interrupt people, let them go through it. When I get home every day, I'll sit in my car for about 10 minutes, right? I sit in my car and I just listen to the music that's playing. And I just kind of decompress before I walk into the house. I did this when my kids were home, so that anything that's going on at work and at the office, I could just take 10 minutes and just decompress it a little bit, and then go in and be mom and figure out what's going on, right? What do I need to do today? Get dinner started. Who do I need? Which kids are home, and do I check in with them, and all of that. And some days I'll admit it, business is hard. We've had some pretty tough, challenges along the way, but I just stop. I'm just like, okay, I get into my beat with my music, and I'm like, all right, I'll pray, I'll release, take a few minutes, and then boom, I go into my house. That's another strategy, so that you're not dumping garbage all over your family, right? Some other strategies are, when you first get in the morning, is handle the garbage, right? People are throwing stuff at you. Is when you first get started at work, first thing in the morning, handle the garbage, handle the stuff you don't want to do. I've said it before many different ways, but handle it, because people are dumping their garbage everywhere. All right. And rightly so in some cases, is the fact that they're not satisfied with the product or service that you gave them, that they bought from you, and all they need is more understanding in many cases. It's not that they want to return it or they want to blame you. That's the only way that they know how to handle it. So then you go, okay, what's the issue, right? How can we solve that? We were just at the office yesterday, and I had one, manager talking to another manager saying, why are you doing this way? And, this is how it used to be done. So when did it get changed? And, and I heard this conversation happening, and I just kind of walked into the office with them and listened to it a second. I said, just out of curiosity, like, what's the result that you want from this service? And he was able to share that. And I'm like, okay, so the change that was made, is that accomplishing what it is he wants the result of? And she said, yes. And so it was like, okay, so, I just want to hear your side, and then I want to hear your side. And then I was able to impart my wisdom that said, here's why this is this way. And I actually made the executive decision on why we're going to do it this way. And this is the reason why. And it still resolves what it is that you wanted to accomplish. It's just a different way of doing it that's more efficient. Can you understand that? As soon as he heard, her side, they both heard each other's side. I got to be the catalyst in the middle. And it was like, okay, well, if it's working fine and it's more efficient for the company and, it creates the things that we need, then it was all said and done. So sometimes it's just a matter of, even being the person in the middle who says, hey, what is it that you want to accomplish? Because it wasn't that anybody was doing anything incorrectly. It's just there was a misunderstanding of how it was all to be resolved, how it was all going, and that it was solving both of their challenges, right? So we didn't need to have any garbage dumped on it. And really, it was much more efficient, more effective, and the solution was there. So just think about for you, just what it is that you want to create in your business. What is it that you want to create in your life? And how much garbage are you willing to take on? Because that's the part that I want you to stop doing, right? Is most people, they get everybody's garbage dumped on them. And it's harsh in some cases, depending on where you work, depending on your environment. It might not be loving, it might not be caring, and it's just a job or whatever that is. You do not have to take on all that stuff. When I was in labor with my kids, they would tell me to sit down, relax. I'm like, nope. I was a person, I got up and my hands were down by my side and I was shaking off the pain, right? So I was just like shaking it off, right? And for me, that was how I handle pain. When something hurts, it's like, I'm shaking that off. The same thing with the garbage. When that stuff, sometimes I'll just go, oh, I just need to shake that off, right? So shake it off. Shake off the garbage, throw it away. I remember being a facilitator in seminar, and we were up on a truss form. It was like a platform, scaffolding, and the students would, the participants would come up onto that scaffolding, and they were up there, and I'm like, what are you going to release before you do this truss fall backwards into the arms of the people below? And a lot of people would say, I don't know, Kimberly. And I was like, okay. And I remember a couple of times I said to people, you got a lot going on. And I remember one lady specifically, and I'm like, you have a lot going on. And she's like, yeah. And she's just up there and she's trembling and she's, feeling really, really, really in fear and just isn't feeling, confident in doing her truss fall. Right? Trusting other people to take care of you can sometimes be a challenge. So she's up on the truss fall. And I said to her, and this was even before I learned the law of the garbage truck. I just want you to know. So I said to her, I said, okay, imagine right here, I'm holding this giant garbage bag. What do you need to throw away today? It's an imaginary garbage bag. Well, what is it that you need to throw away today? What do you want to put in the bag? And they would tell me the stuff that they just needed to let go of, stuff that wasn't serving them anymore, stuff from their childhood, stuff from, whatever it is. I'm like, okay, throw that one away. All right. And well, then she'd tell me another. I'm like, well, do you want to keep it or do you want to throw it away? She'd go, throw it away. I'm like, great, throw that one away. Right. And we would just go, and it would be like 5 minutes of just throwing stuff away that no longer served, no longer was there to support, was no longer anything that you need to use in your life right now, right? So for her, she was done throwing everything in the garbage bag. And so I said, okay, now we're going to throw it away. And I just act like, just toss it all up, and I threw it off the scaffolding. I said, it's gone. Now, you ready to go? She took a big breath, and it was like a sigh of relief. Like that stuff is just gone in this moment. And she walked to the edge. She got to the edge. She used backwards, and she fell down into the arms of all the people below to catch her. And she left the garbage there for the day. Now, could she have picked something back up, after she left the seminar and stuff like that? Yeah, she could have, but it's not necessary. And when you catch yourself picking stuff up, throw it away again. So maybe for you, you have a garbage bag or a garbage can that's by your desk, and you're like, look, I'm throwing that one away. that one's getting thrown away too. Right? Take on all the people's bad energy. Nope, don't need that energy. That one's getting thrown away. right? Take time to take a deep breath, let it go. Don't take on other people's garbage, and let your garbage go too. Okay. So think about your business. What do you need to let go of? How many mistakes have you made so far in your business? If you say, oh, Kimberly, I haven't made any decisions or any mistakes in my business. And I'm saying you're not taking any risks. But if you've made mistakes in your business, like I have, because I've made multiple mistakes, right? I course correct myself all the time. So what mistakes are you making in your business? If you're making mistakes in your business, let them go. It's time to throw them away. I made that mistake, but here's what I learned from it, right? I made a mistake, and here's what I learned from it. I made a mistake, and here's what I learned from it. See what I'm saying? So with that being said, let the garbage go. It's not serving you in any way. And when people dump their garbage on you, don't take it on. And as the law of the garbage truck says, smile and wave, bless them, move on. Don't sit there and hold it, because it's not your garbage to maintain, right? Move it out of the way. And for an act of kindness, if you see trash on the road, on the sidewalk as you're going down, pick it up, throw it away. It helps release the garbage another way too. So I hope it's helpful for you to understand that with the law of the garbage truck, right? Successful people, we don't let garbage trucks take over our days. We just don't. We just have to bless and release, right? And move on. Pray for the ones who don't treat you right. Love the people who do treat you right, right? And then just continue to move forward in your business. And if you're the person who doesn't treat you right, time to start praying for you. Time to start loving on you. And then build your business to be successful. All right, well, I hope you have a wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing you next week on our next Facebook Live. And let me know if you got any value out of today. Just, post it below and let me know. Hey, Kimberly, I love this. This is the part that I loved. And let's release garbage, fill up our trucks and go dump it in the right place. And don't dump it on the people that we love. All right. Have a great day.